Welcome to my Pecha Kucha presentation. My name is Clarke and today I'll be discussing the technology used within the wedding sector in the year 2038. I will also be briefly discussing on the environmental elements that wedding planners will also need to consider. The presentation will be outlining what is happening in the current sector and the opportunities and challenges the industry will need to face. After weddings being an all-time high in 2018, costing £32,000 on average, we were introduced to the many changes which have made us more dependent on technology, making weddings a more immersive and financially affordable experience. Our demand for consumption of technology has become more important, making technology an essential part of everyone's day-to-day life. So why are weddings cheaper? Back in 2017, Mowat stated that the cost of VR technology is expected to drop rapidly as more consumers accept the technology. Now in 2038, Mowat's theory has been proven right due to the fact that VR is now a part of a person's day-to-day life and easy to use. Rather than VR being a headset, it is now only a pair of glasses. Reingold defined VR as a 3D virtual environment generated by a computer where people can interact. We now see that definition is dated due to the technological advances. VR is now hard to define and has much more depth than a name. Now VR and AR are merged together to give the person the best experience. VR technology not only makes a wedding cheaper for the bride and groom, but using VR also makes it more financially possible for the guests as they can attend within the comfort of their home, which means they're not having to purchase a new outfit or pay for a hotel. So yes, that means that our grandmas who cannot travel far can attend your wedding, and that friend who moved abroad, she'll be there too. However, does this mean that there's less emotion involved on a special day? From Filbury's research, she stated that virtual reality makes individuals more disengaged and detached from the real world. It's a known fact that there's always someone who will cry during a wedding, but this rarely happens now as it's as if you are watching a film. Even though using VR makes it cheaper and allows people to attend who couldn't before, us as humans crave social interaction, which makes individuals feel disappointed that they can't attend a real-life wedding. Pecha suggested that humans are social butterflies, and we will always want to be engaged in human contact. Not only that, but VR technology also requires high-density display to ensure the details of the event are in place. This can sometimes ruin the day for everyone if someone's still trying to deal with their technical problems, which is why currently not all weddings use VR technology, and only about half the population use VR for their wedding. However, virtual reality not only benefits the wedding event, but it also benefits the wedding experience. Virtual reality allows planning the event to be a much easier procedure for not only the wedding planner but also the bride and groom. For example, the online wardrobe, we can now try on a wedding dress without having to remove clothes. This makes the process a lot easier and quicker. Not only is VR used so that guests can attend from the comfort of their home, but it also means that the bride and groom or any of the guests can transport themselves back to that special day, making them feel that happy moment again right in front of their eyes whenever they wish. It is a lot more immersive than just looking at photographs. After all, who wouldn't want to replay their happy day when they're having a bad one? Not only does VR make it cheaper for the guests and the couple, but it also helps to reduce carbon air pollution due to less carbon footprint from getting to and from the venue. More suggests that less CO2 emissions leads us to a healthier environment for everyone, not only those who are attending the event. Back in 2018, the CO2 concentration was at 500 ppm. It almost reached the maximum emissions in 2033. Which is why the government immediately introduced us to driverless electronic cars. When used in real-life weddings, the driverless car will pick up the guests and take them to the venue. It's similar to a free Uber. Unlike VR weddings, when the bride and groom have a choice of whether they want a real-life wedding or not, driverless cars are the only transport to get you to and from places, which can sometimes make us humans feel like we've lost our independence. Not only that, but driverless cars have ruined the ritual of the bride and groom leaving in a vintage car with just married on the back, but now that tradition has been taken from us. It's not all bad though. There's no waiting in traffic, which Goldblatt stated it generated unreasonable amounts of vehicle exhaust in the past, which also means we are no longer late to the event due to being stuck in traffic. I'm not saying electric cars have no CO2 emissions, but it does have lower impact and it was the best alternative to saving our planet for now. The thought of robots used to be crazy. No one believed they'd make it this far, but now in 2038 robots are a huge part of the wedding industry. They help us wedding planners to design a wedding without having to travel far, and best of all, they're reliable. They are now used to officiate weddings, serve the food and design the environment of the wedding. So what's good about taking robots on board? Well, robots can carry so much more knowledge than us humans can, and now people are used to seeing them everywhere, they're not scared of them. Robots are reliable and cheap, meaning that if we hire them as our caterers, they're not going to let us down last minute and cost us an absolute fortune trying to get another person in. However, with robots being so much more reliable, they are now taking human jobs, meaning that more humans are struggling to find work. Griffin suggests that humans are now starting to think that maybe one day robots will take over the world, due to the fact that they are evolving and becoming smarter with time. Does this mean that wedding planners may not exist in the future? With robots becoming more advanced, they'll soon be able to look at the detail that a wedding planner would usually do. A wedding planner will just be another cost to the bride and groom, meaning that they may just be able to plan their wedding using new technology. What is the need for wedding planners? Wedding planners can take advantage of these new technology updates, but need to consider what things they can put in place to ensure the stability of their career in the future. As technology rises, wedding planners need to show their worth in the industry and show they can keep up to date with the changing society. The future now lies with emerging technologies. We know that the future is unknown. Therefore, the wedding industry needs to keep up to date with the changing technology and the trends that the future may hold. Currently, technology is taking over the world, and us as humans are allowing this through our demand of technological consumption. So to end this presentation, I ask you this: is VR going to be the new real world? Thank you for listening.